This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro Insight for the 2022 Cancer Full Moon. The full moon takes place on January 17th, 2022 at 3:48 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11:48 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, at 27 degrees Cancer, 50 minutes, 27 degrees Capricorn, 50 minutes. The Cancer full moon parks reason at the door while flooding us with waves of emotion. Little is in their way. The moon is all about feelings, and those overflow when she's in her home sign, and all the more when she's full there. She's highlighting matters of nurturing, family, safety, home, and tradition, and escalating issues involving them to new heights. Too bad so little of this is feeling entirely comfy cozy just now. The moon is the turf of mom, the aroma of cookies baking in the oven, blankies, and other touchstones of security. When she's full in Cancer, we're sensitive and sentimental to the max, equally prone to taking anything, everything, personally, to crying at saccharine commercials, and to taking refuge in comfort foods. The dramas and emotions cresting now are hitting very close to home. Many are bittersweet or sobering. Some are laced with loss, change, and awareness of the passage of time. We've been experiencing that relentlessly lately, and we're ripe for release. The landscape of our hearts and values has been undergoing extreme measures. Venus's retrograde in Capricorn has been dredging up memories and more. Her two conjunctions with Pluto have been revealing unpleasant but undeniable truths and desires, slicing some situations out of our lives, and midwiving yet another round of setting ever narrower priorities. We may dislike some of what's been occurring. We may wish it weren't happening, but the full moon carries us to a point of being unlikely to fight it. So much feels inevitable. Pluto, opposite the moon, is looming as a stark, immovable reminder of what has left, whether on its own or at our hands. We're feeling the loss of relatives, friends, and beloved defining cultural icons. The departures take us ever further from our own childhoods and remind us of our own mortality. We're feeling no going back changes in key relationships and power dynamics. That's reflected in the full moon by Pluto conjunct Juno, the asteroid that rules marriage and partnerships. Some living situations have hit their expiration date, at least under existing ground rules. We're just plain feeling endings in stages of life and where and how we feel safe in our way of life in general. Even if we welcome them, their presence fills the air, or rather, fills the waters flowing through and around us. It's an appropriate time to take stock of the losses and departures and changes. It's an appropriate time to cry, especially if you've been soldiering on or if you've been rationalizing situations. Perhaps other people's behavior or choices truly has nothing to do with you personally, but that doesn't prevent your sense of security from being a casualty of restructuring of their lives. Admit it. Embrace it. Then let your emotional reaction out. With the release comes relief and, what's this? Hope, light, dawn. The moon is in a trine to gentle Neptune, bringer of transcendence, higher guidance, magic, and miracles. Grief yields to compassion. Pain yields to forgiveness. Bawling inner children yield to emotionally aware adults. Stoic understanding yields to inspiration. All of the cresting, in fact, has the potential to leave inspiration in its wake. Memoirs, fantastic meals and recipes, music and stories and films will be on the beach as this full moon ebbs. The flow and ebb of emotional waves promise to bring forth important messages and rational activity as well. Communication god Mercury in Aquarius is close to a conjunction with the Capricorn Sun's ruler Saturn and square to Uranus in Taurus. Watch for information about the late December square between Saturn structure and Uranus disruption. Uranus is still at the degree of that clash, and Mercury kicked off his retrograde January 14th from Saturn's position in that square. If you sail through this full moon without being engulfed by a wave or two, you will likely not avoid awareness and contemplation. Your safe spot is not what it was. Forces outside your conscious control have reshaped it. Moments of recognition are in order. The result is noticing, appreciating, and savoring what is left. It has new or renewed value. As Alfred Lord Tennyson wrote in his poem Ulysses, "The much is taken, much abides." To work more with the energies of this full moon, listen to my guided visualization, Working with Pluto, which is available in the shop at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can listen to my weekly podcasts, sign up for my mailing list, and get my Jupiter in Pisces quick reference guide as a thank you, and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited in the group The Astro Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, and I'm really grateful to the people who support my work there. I'm on Instagram at KA Biehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel.